To control a population, you have to control speech. Controlling speech has been used in the guise of doing the right thing for the children, to protect you, to keep you away from any bad feelings or emotions. Those are excuses that crazy, insane tyrants always use to justify the squashing of free speech. And in this video, I want to document how they're just becoming more insane and crazy as we're getting information and news of NBC literally censoring an OK sign, and Microsoft announcing that they're going to be now changing words in your Word documents to be, quote, more gender inclusive. This is on the heels of boats being determined that they are not female as well. This whole conversation is utterly insane, Jason. I don't know what to say. I mean, first, when we were talking about these stories, we were like, yeah, how do we even talk? I mean, this is pretty crazy. But let's start off with the first one. The first one started when there was a fan at a sporting event that put the OK sign. Usually, this is known as a kind of high school game where if you look into someone's hand that makes a circle, you get to punch them in the arm. 4chan and other online kind of posts made it so it would be, quote, racist or a sign of white power. They also did similar things with other stupid things like milk, which the mainstream media bought and ran for and played into the 4chan trolled and made them more popular and incentivized them to keep going with obvious trolls and pranks, like simply saying the simple OK sign is now a sign of white supremacy, which NBC actually took seriously and actually blurred after the Chicago Cubs had an investigation and banned the user of this hand symbol from attending their games ever. This is pretty crazy there, Jason, as there's like so many compilations of so many people just doing the OK hand sign all throughout human history. But now the mainstream media has to blur this away from us. It's also blurred away from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that was the most alarming thing to me. Look, I'm not for racism. It does seem like this guy may have been trying to be a racist troll as the guy was black. Who knows what was in his heart, right? But I've been using the OK symbol, saying A-OK, since I was a kid. Not a racist. Not trying to make it about supremacism. In fact, that's probably why it was included in Mortal Kombat 11. I still remember back in the day when they had friendships in Mortal Kombat 2 20 plus years ago, and you would get things like the thumbs up and the A-OK after you did a friendship. It wasn't a racist. It was friendship. And now you can't get away with that. That kind of dovetails into the fact that last year, Microsoft actually announced that they were going to be curbing offensive language on what? Their Xbox Live platform, Skype, and Office. Now, the new version of Office is like mind-blowingly over the top, but over the last year, yes, people have been banned from Xbox Live or put on timeout or unable to communicate with their partners. What? For using offensive language. And the bottom line to me is, who gets to decide? Listen, if you don't like who you're playing with, turn it off. Get it off. And if you're not watching your children who are interacting with adults, guess what? You're a bad parent. The other thing to bring up is that Skype is really a glorified instant messaging service. So now are they going to dictate how I privately talk to somebody else? Keep doing it, Microsoft. I understand that that platform is now built into Windows 10, the largest operating system on the planet, but that doesn't mean I won't change to another instant messaging service because you are censoring. And now, Luke, the coup de grace. Forget about just offensive language. This new feature is going to suggest, they call it a feature, it's going to be, it'll change policeman to police officer. Oh yeah, and the AI is going to make sure everything's more gender inclusive. Hey, I'm all for things like Grammarly that let me know that my sentence structure sucks or I spelled something incorrectly. What I'm not okay with is, I believe that you misgendered that young woman as a girl, and clearly She is of age to be a teenager. Let's change that out. It's really weird. It's really Orwellian. And Luke, I think it's going to shoot them in the foot at the end, because what do? We find other products that let us do what we want and express ourselves in the manner we wish.
Well, Jason, it's difficult, especially in the computing market, to try to get away from Microsoft. It's either you support Apple or you support Microsoft. Other third-party kind of systems are very hard to work with because they aren't the standard that other companies kind of use. So Microsoft has made it more and more and more difficult to try to escape their control on things. And some would even compare them to monopolies. And I do believe there needs to be an argument made here. But as you were talking, they're not only censoring what you're saying to random people that you're playing on video games with, they're not only censoring Skype conversations, but right now they're going to be censoring what you're typing, what you're thinking. They're using artificial intelligence to make your writing more politically correct. It will suggest edits to writing that are, I mean, who decides what is politically correct? Who decides what is acceptable? If we're going by the standards of what the mainstream media does, drinking milk and doing the okay sign now will be banned. Okay. And that's ridiculous because that's a troll. There are some documented cases of actual bad people using those things, but they're doing it because the mainstream media is buying into it. And it wouldn't be nothing because it is nothing. From the very beginning. Again, I'm reading the article here. The U.S. technology giant has included the new feature in its latest version of Word. So this is being rolled out now. It was announced last year. And it will apply artificial intelligence to recommend users to write in a way that does not discriminate against a particular gender. Now, which gender are we talking about here? Since there's dozens and dozens and dozens of them. There's people that their gender is literally recognizing themselves as dogs. We played some of those videos of dogs dry humping each other. Now you're going to have to respect that. Now you're going to have to be okay with that. I mean, you should be able to question that. The article goes on, as AI in these products is becoming more sophisticated, they are helping us do more than spot a misspelled word. Microsoft rivals have made similar moves after the company's first bought its ideas features to PowerPoint last year. Google announced that it will also incorporate a similar AI complexity, grammar, nuance fixture into this. But this is pretty nuts. The end of the article pretty much says it all. Microsoft's push for gender inclusivity comes amid a wider movement in different sectors to ensure greater care in ensuring the language being used is gender neutral. Again, this is not about respecting people's feelings and emotions. This is about control. This is about censorship. This is about them saying, we are the overlords and we will tell you what can and cannot be said. We've seen this dangerous president set time and time again and abused time and time again. It goes on. Last month, it emerged that the British National Maritime Museum has started to refer to ships with the pronoun it, after centuries of boats being characterized as she or her. The move sparked fierce criticism from retired Naval Chief Admiral Lord West, who claimed it was an example of political correctness gone mad. Yeah. Big tech companies, governments, get away from speech. Stop. You have no right to decide and to dictate, and now to use artificial intelligence to tell me what I can and cannot say. This, of course, will become an oppressive tool. It will always be used to justify someone's feelings and emotions. They will always be hurt in some kind of way, shape, or form. But it's about all of us saying, hey, no, stop trying to control what people say. People's speech, because that ultimately is the biggest control that you could have on a population, and it's dangerous and it's scary, Jason.
Well, Luke, I don't own any boats, but I've had a car or two in my day. I've had a computer. I've had a piece of electronic equipment, and guess what? I've referred to it as her or she. Obviously, I'm a gender-insensitive bigot. I am. I know. I apologize to all of you out there for gendering an inanimate object as a woman. Obviously, that makes me a sexist. I just want to tell you guys right now, I'm so sorry. I'm going to let Microsoft Office decide what I can say from now on. I'm going to type out my entire monologues and make sure that I'm not offensive because I don't want to be. Come on! Are we insane? I mean, come on. Whoever is doing this, and by the way, I do really believe that this is being led by the European establishment. Think about it. They were the ones with hate speech laws on the books before anybody else. They're now using their military to regender non-gendered items. Okay, a ship does not have a gender, so guess what? If you call it she, it doesn't matter. Her, it doesn't matter. If it's the SS Lucy or the SS Thomas, I don't care, all right? It's not a real issue. What is this doing? This is prepping the public for more and more thought control, speech control, government control over your lives, and it is extremely scary.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Are we not sensitive enough for you, or are we too sensitive for you? Let me know in the comment section below. Stay tuned for more independent media here on wearechange.org.